Naruto was a part of Team 10. Part 4. Last time we left off on Naruto basically finishing the first part of the tuning exams, and we head off to the forest of death. And they basically start the test, and Uncle tells them that she has no responsibility over their deaths, and they die, it's their fault because they weren't strong enough and they still decided to take the test. Naruto, he says how it's not even that scary. Just because you say it's the force of death doesn't mean it's scary. And Anko, she throws a kunai at Naruto, but Naruto in this actually is able to dodge this easily, and he heads over into the force of death. And they have the heaven scroll in this, so they just dash in the middle of the woods to see a team walk by, and they tell the team to show them what their scroll is, and conveniently their scroll is the earth scroll, and they get into a fight. And we're gonna say this is the sound ninja, and Naruto, he heads for the dude with the um things that release a wave of sound to like that made Kabuto glasses break in canon. So he goes and he kicks this dude into a tree, and he shoots off some a sound wave into the floor, so it wouldn't hurt as much when he landed. And Naruto, he dashed towards him and kept punching, and didn't let him actually get off any hits because he knew it could be really dangerous. And he dodges a wave that he's able to get off, but he dodges it just in time before it hits him. And Ino is fighting the girl and is whooping her, unlike Sakura, because she's way more strong in this. And Shikamaru, he's able to keep back the other dude. And we go to Shikamaru, and Shikamaru is getting angry because we're gonna say that kid was talking basically about his family, how his clan is trash and they don't really do anything important. And the Keke Genkai is one of the worst Keke Genkai he ever had, he ever heard of, and he would rather have no Keke Genkai than a Keke Genkai like the Nara clans. So he cuts off this kid's head, and this kid, he's dead, because that's the end of this kid. Kid's not coming back. So he charges at the girl that had a shadow clone try to sneak up on Ino and was finna stab her in the back till Shikamaru got there a little too late, but right before it was able to hit, Naruto was able to throw a shuriken at the clone before it hit him. But she was distracted by this and hit by the girl, and at this point Naruto, he's gotten passed out the kid with the things on his arm that can shoot out sound waves, and punches the girl that was fighting in the head and knocks her out. Punches her in the face and she's slumped. So they grab this girl and they start heading towards the place that they were supposed to go to open the scroll, until they see Sakura screaming for help, say this is not the sound team. We're gonna say he had a Naruto. Oh God, Orochimaru had another team ready, and this was another sound team, but just better, stronger. And this was a team full of girls. So, so he gets there and he's Naruto. He's able to keep Sakura from cutting her hair because he said before Sakura cuts off her hair, Naruto explains to Sakura how he likes her hair, how it is, and Sakura thinks he's trying to flirt with her and punches Naruto because she doesn't like Naruto. And Naruto asks what she did that for, and she said, "Cause that's for flirting with me, and you know I like Sasuke-gun." All that cool. So she, her, her and Ino start fighting, and she gets slumped automatically. But she's able to take down two before she gets overwhelmed. But before she gets overwhelmed, Naruto thinks he should help now because Ino's probably gonna be killed if he doesn't. Even though he doesn't like hitting girls, he still knocks out the last one quickly before he starts feeling guilty for what he did. And they help Team 7 to find a scroll, and they end up heading back. And they open the scroll and they see Asuma come out one and Kakashi come out the other. So they get a week for to for everybody else to finish, and Naruto he's basically practicing on his what was I gonna say? His fire style that Asuma taught him, and he went to Tucci's ramen shop because he hasn't seen them in a minute, and he thought it would be cool to go get some ramen from his favorite ramen place. So he pulls up and he starts smoking, and Tucci he comes out to greet their customer, and he sees Naruto and he says, "Hey Naruto, we haven't seen you in a while. How you been doing?" And he doesn't realize that Naruto's smoking, and he just says what's up. Naruto says what's up, and he's been doing fine. He just passed the second part of the tuning exams, and he's hoping he can become a tuning at the end of the month. So Naruto he is ready, asking where's Ayame, and he says Ayame's in the back. And he sees Ayame. And Ayame says, "Sup Naruto, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been doing?" And she notices that Naruto's smoking unlike Tucci, and she starts pulling up Naruto by his shirt, telling him how that's gonna hurt his lungs, and he's probably gonna that's probably gonna end his career. And Naruto explained how he has wind style that he can keep constantly with his medical name Jutsu, and he can keep healing himself so it won't really hurt him like she thinks it will. So Naruto, she's convinced that this won't hurt Naruto, so she lets him down. And then she feels something pulling on her, and she looks beside him, and it's Kankuro, and he's pulling her to him, and Kankuro starts flirting with her and tries to kiss her, but he has her tied up with this string, so kind of forcing her. So Naruto he kicks Kankuro in the face, and Kankuro gets sent flying. And Naruto says if he does something like that to his big sister, he'll kill him. So he stops and him and Tamari leave, and Tamari slaps him in his head, slaps him in the back of his head because for messing with her like that. So we're gonna say we passed this week, and they start the preliminary rounds, and this makes Naruto mad because he thought that they were gonna have a way longer time to do it than they did because he didn't really get to have a month with his team and to practice like he thought he was because he thought they were gonna go straight to the final rounds. So he's mad and he finds out that he's gonna have to fight Kiba, and this makes him even more angry because he knows that Kiba's trash compared to him. And they start, and Naruto explains to Kiba how he might as well just quit unless he wants to get embarrassed. Kiba, he laughs at Naruto and telling him how a demon could never actually beat him. So this makes Naruto mad, so he goes out and punches Kiba before he can even move. And Kiba gets sent flying and automatically gets knocked out by that punch. And Naruto, he goes back up and he passes with ease. Then the rest of the fight goes as in canon. And when Hinata gets attacked by Neji like that, Naruto, he steps in automatically, but he takes the hit for Hinata and falls down to the ground talking to Neji about if he killed his family like that, how would Guy look at him? Because Guy wouldn't be, he wouldn't like that because he believes them all to be useful. I mean, not useful, youthful. He believes them all to be youthful. God. Oh God, I forgot what I was gonna say. And Neji, he just walks away, ignoring Naruto. But then the same thing happened with Hinata's father and Neji, and he got the scroll and everything. And the rest of the fights since then go in canon. And then they get that month that they have to train, and he actually just walking past, and he gets to talk to Jiraiya, but this time he sees Jiraiya from walking past, just walking in the village randomly, and he sees Jiraiya. And Jiraiya, he starts talking to Naruto about how he knew his father and how he was supposed to be his great godfather, how he was supposed to be his godfather. And Naruto, he tells Jiraiya how he must be Jiraiya, the Toad Sage then. Because you're going to say he knows, I'm pretty sure I said he knows about Manito and Kushina, but if I didn't, he does. And he calls Jiraiya Grandpa instead of Purple Sage now. And they train on the summoning jutsu, and then, well, that's for you guys to comment, and if you don't, then I'll just pick a random animal for him to have as a summoning, because I don't want him to have the Toad summoning for now. So they get the Naruto summoning, and he's able to learn this really quick. So he starts training on the Rasengan, and he ends up mastering this in about 4 weeks, and the month is over now, but he got it down because he's not rushing like he was in canon, so he knows how to do it with one hand and without a shadow clone. So him and Neji go up first on their fight, and he uses the a shadow clone, and he makes the shadow clone do the Rasengan because he knows this is gonna be the only thing that able to break Neji's rotation bone. Because we're gonna say he knows about this. And Naruto, wait, wait, I've been talking about him and Neji being on the same team this whole time. This is what if Naruto was on Team 10. I'm sorry, guys, I've been saying that. It's just because I was planning on doing a part to the what if Naruto was kidnapped by Orochimaru, but I just didn't have enough time. So I'm sorry if all you guys are mad at me for that, but sorry. So Naruto, he knows that Neji, that's the only way that he's gonna be able to break through Neji's rotation bone. So Neji, he sees this, and Naruto, he dashes at him with the Rasengan, and he pushes the Rasengan through the rotation palm, his rotation, but it breaks the rotation, but Naruto's not able to get through. The Shadow Clone's not able to get through because the rotation actually hits. The last palm actually hits the Shadow Clone. And so Naruto, he decides he has to make about 20 clones and make them all do the same thing. And he does this in at least like 3 hit Neji. And Neji, he's struggling to get up by the wall because he made a crater in the wall. Naruto's Rasengan made him fly towards the wall. So Naruto, he tells Neji to stop or he might get hurt really bad, just like he did Hinata. So Naruto, he pushes towards, he starts walking towards, not Hinata, God, Neji. And Neji, he starts backing up on the floor. And then Naruto pins him to the ground and creates a Rasengan and shoves it into Neji's stomach to make him pass out. So Neji, he's knocked, and he wakes up in the hospital, so he can't really do anything anymore. And the rest of the fights goes in canon until Gaara, he dips, and Naruto rushes after Sasuke because he sees Sasuke chasing Gaara. And then Ino starts following him before anybody else follows him. And she gets there before Naruto because we're going to say Naruto takes a little detour to do something. So Naruto, he's at Tsuchi's ramen shop trying to help Tsuchi and Ayame get out of the village so they don't get hurt. And then he gets there and Gaara's trying to kill Ino. And he rushes with Gaara with 1,000 shadow clones having this Rasengan ready, and they shove it into Gaara's face. Well, some of them, the rest of them shove it into Gaara's stomach. And this forces Gaara to go in his full Jinchuriki mode, full Shikaku mode, and that's where I'm going to end it off because I need you guys to pick a summoning for Naruto to beat Shikaku. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when I upload another video. Peace.